Isn't that powerful? Isn't that powerful?
Yo.
Isn't that
Here
powerful?
it is,
Where's it at?
in the back,
Got a stack.
the dirty bastard.
Yo, you bastard, flip the fat track.
Here I go, whether friend, whether foe, let them know that I flow over the rainbow.
Hit the deck.
Oh, yeah, fly, feel the tech, taking heads, taking X.
What the fuck they expect?
I don't know,
I don't care.
I won't fold.
I won't stare at a hole. Let's
Hey, yo.
let 'em go into the mouth.
Just a tad.
The sexiest podcast in the history of all podcasts, without a doubt, hands down. I mean, come on. Come on. How many times do we need to go through this? WWE is in shambles, guys. It's a freaking disaster. And we knew this. We have been the prophets of this since way back when in the day. We've been telling everybody that the WWE is the drizzling shits. And yeah, there was a bit of a resurgence that it came back and it was doable. It was passable. At one point, a very small blip in the radar. It was actually good. But now it's back down to the doldrums, ladies and gents. We don't know what we're getting with this product anymore. You know, unless we're pretty sure we're going to get another masked man in a couple of weeks so they can reintroduce somebody and expect us not to even notice, you know, so we will talk about that. Danhausen, pretty sure I misspelled his name on the title.
You got it.
I got it right.
You got it.
Man, you know what I mean? Even when I'm not trying, it just comes out brilliant. The Andrew Bello, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Asgard himself, the God of Thunder. Tell these people what's going on. Show them exactly. Well, you know what? You don't have to show them anything. You don't know these people anything. We all know that. Listen, I'm going to tell the people, don't stare too hard into the camera. You may turn into stone. Okay? Be careful. The Andrew Bello. What's up, buddy?
What the fuck? I'm Medusa now? That's the opposite of sexy.
Medusa was like super hot. She just had snakes on her head.
Is that why everyone turned to stone? Is that she was just that sexy?
Yeah,
it was all the snake hair thing. Okay.
Right. Even with the snakes, people would take chances and, you know, it wouldn't work out, you know, but still, that's kind of what happened there. I know this because, you know, I'm immortal and I've been around all this time, you know.
You remember her. She
right.
was
Right. Anyway, go ahead, buddy. What's up?
Man, yeah, your boy Bellowhausen's happy to be here. I feel like it's just a weird time to be a wrestling fan, and you mentioned before it's been sort of the dark ages, maybe all over again here. I was as big of a Triple H supporter / apologist as any on any platform involving professional wrestling critique over the years, and man, it's really. It's A, kind of hard to defend, and B, like it's I don't know, at the same time, like everyone mocks him online about this whole like, oh, it's a new era, and like I think we've had like 15 new eras since he's really had the helm, and I almost think like to a certain extent, like I think he was trying to do something, and then someone got injured, something happened, somebody does something stupid on social media, and like blah blah blah, and all the plans completely fall apart. But to your point, like we don't know what's ahead of us. I think that's because I still don't think they know what the fuck is ahead of us, and I think that's because they had plans, like it was going to be Braun versus Adam Pearce or whatever the fuck, like that seems to be completely by the wayside now. Then it was going to be Bronson, then now Logan's left, Logan versus Seth now, I guess, because he's the only one who, it's like this whole concoction it wasn't great to begin with, and then it gets watered down by injuries and having to pivot, and it's hard to blame them to a certain extent, but at the same time it's hard not to blame them because the product isn't great. But what is great, Billy Ray Valentine, and that is our main event of the evening.
We have a main event.
Yes, we do.
You mean something greater than you and I?
Maybe you. Me, it's like a push.
I was about to say, well, how is that possible? But it is, obviously. But I mean, it's hard for me to comprehend, something above the Andrew Bello and BRV? Something
just
sexy?
Above you. Push. I'm a push.
Fine. I'll give you that. Something above me? It's really difficult for me to come to terms with something like that. But anyway, go ahead, sir. The main event. Introduce the guy.
Oh, this guy?
The main freaking event. Let's go.
And he comes to us from the land of the Sun Devil, by way of the Denver airport, and he stands at 6 feet 6.6 inches tall, weighing in at an unbelievably svelte 666 pounds. All biceps. What's up, Rick Vickery in the chat? He is the master of the massive memories and the connoisseur of the colossal kajungas and the honker of huge hooters. Yeah, that's still Triple H. He's sexy, definitely not Triple H. He's stranglery, strangler Steve K.
Boom. Thanks, Bells. You stayed on
in
point.
I stayed in, something vaguely resembling a key. Yes.
Yeah. Your balls did not drop like they did the other week. That was very good. I appreciate that, man. What's going on, fellas? It's great to be back on the Wednesday locker room, but
you're the king.
I'm a king, and come the king. Heavy hangs the head that wears the crown, as they say. But we have to talk about wrestling in all its wonderful glory. Unfortunately, some of it is going to revolve around Danhausen, which the two of you have fucking gay boners over for some strange reason that I don't get it. I know it's not for me. It's not for my my ilk, if you will, in the biz. It's a gimmick that just would have been a rib, is a rib, but like never would have made TV. It was just a terrible gimmick. But people like it, and that's like I always say, I've been the one to say this for years and years. Not every match can be the Dynamite Kid. Not every match can be like a Walter or a Gunther match. You got to have something for everybody, and you have to have all types. And he definitely fits the category of all types. And if people are, entertained by it, then so be it. Just understand that it ain't for me. And it's the thing that pisses me off. Just the most recent part about it is the fact that like his first appearance on Raw, and he curses Dominic and he loses the Intercontinental belt. Like what are we thinking? Like, why are we having this major title change with a major player, two major players with Penta and Dominic happening so closely to WrestleMania? We couldn't have done this. We couldn't have been cursed and he trips and falls and breaks his shoulder. Then he doesn't wrestle until WrestleMania. Like, why? This happened last year too. There was like a bunch of title changes like the month before Mania. Like, are we waiting for the pop? Are we going to Mania to pay money to see these titles change? Dominic's been Intercontinental Champion after getting it back from Cena. You know what I mean? Like, had the belt for like several months before dropping into Cena, just to make Cena like the Grand Slam champion or whatever. Like, why on Raw? Like, why this way? And I just think we're supposed to and I understand like you want to change titles from time to time, but this particular title wasn't the right time. You want to change the title, do it with the U.S. belt. Nobody gives a fuck about that. But I'm just like an old man shaking my fist at this cloud in the sky at this point and going, why? But whatever. I guess Triple H is trying to pop the ratings or try to get in some YouTube hits or whatever. I guess at this point because they're doing such a shitty job like with creative that they're just maybe just trying to throw anything at the wall and seeing what sticks at this point.
Can we film you doing that? Can you go outside in the Arizona heat and just like stare up at the sky and just wave your fist at it like that?
Yeah. Well, for the record, it was 86 degrees here today. So. You stupid cloud.
you rascally rabbit. You something like that. I'd like to see that, and we'd post it here on WLR. But you know what? Listen. Everybody's losing their minds over Danhausen and about how horrible it was, and people were booing him. And I'm like, there's explanations for this. Okay. No one knew who the freak the guy was, and they were expecting something else. Right. So that was something there. But as far as the execution, and I'm not even talking about the character of Danhausen and whether you like it for professional wrestling, I get all your points, Striz. Get them. Not only do I get them, I may subscribe to a few of them as it relates to Danhausen. But I thought this was well done. It's just people didn't give a shit. But I thought it was well done. I had fun. watching it. The music was fantastic, so I think that's what put it over to the top for me. The entrance music is freaking 70% of the presentation. Have you guys seen this dude on the internet? I'm pretty sure you guys have. The Sosa guy, something from France, goes bang bang, Sosa. No, you haven't seen it? Anyway, he's getting over completely on his song. I'm gonna look for it and play it before we get out of here. And that's how it goes. He just comes out and he goes bang bang, and you see the whole crowd doing it. Sosa. And we know this already with what is it? Robert Roode. His entire thing was the stupid song.
Yeah.
Finn Balor. You know, Cody Rhodes has that.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins has it. It enhances a character. So I thought,
Right. That's the problem. Is it enhances the character? It's not the 80%, which there's what they're doing is making. As long as people can chant it or you can sing along with it, that's all you need at this point. Like, we're not going to try to go for depth and character development. We're just going to, well, did you have a whoa in your song that we can all do at the same time?
Yeah,
and unfortunately, for the long-term people, it's going to take a little bit more than that. And that's why guys don't stay over.
Yeah.
You know, you've heard the song. We've done it a million times. And that's unfortunately, that's all it takes is just give them a catchy song and forget about it. Let them get over and sing the song.
Armand, Sammy Sosa. Yeah, he could have been Sammy Sosa. He would have been a hell of a wrestling character when he turned white.
Yeah.
You know, Sosa the White.
You're like, every week he's a little bit whiter. Like, there's something different about you. What is it?
Not the same guy. You know,
every time I see you, I like you more and more, and I just can't figure out why.
You know, it could be a replacement for the hoods in WWE. You know, instead of that, they just keep getting lighter. Like, it's kind of freaking Obafemi, but not really. It's like, oh,
what if everyone just comes dressed as Jim Carrey?
Yeah. Oh, right. God bless. Did you see that? Anyway, so yeah, man, I thought it was cool. You know, and the song was fantastic. I was looking for it to download it. I thought it was that good. And Danhausen himself is funny on the internet, and this is what it's become, unfortunately. You know, I used to watch a lot of his videos before he really like made it on AEW. You know, and even still, I haven't watched a lot recently, but he's entertaining. It's funny if you do it right. So it doesn't shock me for WWE to sign him. I think he was a perfect signing for the WWE rather than AEW. AEW is like, I don't know. I mean, people knew who he was because people that watch AEW are hardcores. But I don't know if it's the right fit for that product. For the WWE, on the other hand, you know, with a history of this shit, you know, they could have done something or can do something with it. And back to the Triple H comment, and I had left this up until Armand gave us another stellar comment. Nothing but fantastic comments from Armand here. He said it. You know, The Rock happened to your, you know, what's going on.
That's the truth.
And I'm 100% behind that, you know, and I am not a Triple H apologist by any stretch. He actually won me over for a little bit. And I was like, you know what? This isn't bad. And he does deserve some of the credit for how bad the WWE is. But I do think that a lot of this, and I want to say about 80% of it, and I'm being nice because it's probably freaking more than that, is because of The Rock. It's because of The Rock. It's because of The Rock. You can tell me whatever you're going to tell me about Triple H, and I'll probably agree with you. It's like Kamala Harris. You can say whatever you want to say about Kamala Harris. I'll probably agree with you. It's horrible, you know. But and I'll feel the same way about Triple H. But I will say this: when Triple H was running NXT and when Triple H was doing things, like, it was good. Did he do it himself? Probably not. But at least he had the common sense to bring people that knew what they were doing. You know, and it was good. It was a good product. And for a while there, WWE, when he was on top of WWE, not when he was on top as a wrestling character, but when he was the guy running WWE, which I don't believe he is at this point creatively, it was good for a little while. You know, it really was. You know, so I gave him his props for that. It's just that it's not good anymore, and he can't go without getting criticism for it. But I do think a lot of this is The Rock. The majority of it is The Rock. The Rock's been screwing shit up left and right since he came in the picture. Guy has no idea what he's doing. And he's messing up everything. Not only is he messing up the WWE, but he messed up the universe as well. and whatever else he gets his hands on, it's just destructive. So we have to keep that in mind. Anyway, back to Danhausen. I liked it, Bells. What did you think?
Yeah, I didn't know what to think just based on the debut. Like I kind of fell into the camp of most of the internet where I was like, I was hoping it was Jericho or something, a bit more substantial as we're building up to the road to WrestleMania. But yeah, all right. So we get Danhausen. He comes out. All the chicks in the Danhausen face paint. Like the song. I didn't really know what to make of any of this, right? But then he totally got me on Raw, right? So he's backstage with Pierce, and he's got what is the first thing he says to him? He's just like, "I'm Danhausen." He's just like, "I debuted last night to thunderous applause, and I have a
Right.
list of
That was good.
I have a list of Demandhausens." After those like 2 sentences, I was completely fucking sold. Like a good wordplay, like a little like all this stuff. The fact that he just like came out, it's like, yeah, came out to thunderous applause or whatever the fuck it was. It just had me rolling from the get-go. And then the whole thing with Dom, like, the whole internet's booking him. Oh, he's going to do stuff with Truth. He's going to do stuff with Big Guana. It's like, no, you idiots. He does stuff with serious people. That's how this all works. Like, you have him doing stuff with the Dom's on his way to go defend his Intercontinental title, and he has this fucking awkward ass interaction with Danhausen. And now he's cursed. He goes out, he fucking loses the Intercontinental title. Like I just like, I like all of the sequence of it. The fact that they're selling it, and yeah, to Striss's point before, like maybe this isn't necessarily the ideal way to have the Intercontinental title lost, and Dom's reign ended kind of awkwardly again. But I think this kind of gets back to like, this is they're trying to get the pieces into place for WrestleMania, and Dom's got 2 belts. He's already going to be involved in the Liv Morgan, Stephanie Vaquer thing. So like he's got 2 segments on each, like 1 segment on each night as it is. They'll break off the Intercontinental title so Penta can defend it in the stereotypical 6-man ladder match or whatever the fuck we're going to do with the Intercontinental title is we do something like that every year. I think it, again, was awkward, but I like how they took kind of what they had to work with, and they incorporate Danhausen. They get the belt on Penta. They give Dom like an awkward out, I guess, right? Like, I mean, who can blame Dom for losing? He's cursed now. Does this last forever? Does he need to get uncursed? What does that process look like? Also, I heard something about a personal assistant, and I want to know how I apply to be Danhausen's personal assistant. I will get the resume together. I think I need this to be my life from now on.
I love it, man. I would love it if Bells was Danhausen's personal assistant. That'd be fantastic, man. The way you undo a Danhausen curse is you bring in Little B. Little B had been cursing NBA players and NFL players for a long time, legitly, right? Every time the Little B curse happened, everything fell apart. So you bring in Lil B if you want celebrity rappers, right? Instead of freaking Travis Scott or whoever the hell you were gonna bring in, you bring in Lil B. You see what we're doing here, right? We're one-upping The Rock. The Rock thinks of stupid shit. We can think of stupid shit higher than that.
We'll think of stupider shit. Yeah.
Dumbish. Absolutely.
Sexy Red. Get her in the mix.
She could do Danhausen's theme song or something. All right, but I thought it was good. All right, I don't see what the big deal is with everybody, and he came out on Raw and he won over Bells, and that counts for something. He must have won over some other people there too. When they're like, oh, this guy's actually funny. It's people that they didn't know. Did the WWE make a mistake by debuting him in the fashion that they did at this pay-per-view? Probably people were expecting something more. And I was listening to Jargo and Vickery, who are back, by the way. And that's fantastic. Every Tuesday at 8:00, from what I gather, or 7:00. I'm not sure. Right here on Hameen Media. I was listening to them today. I didn't even know what was happening. I was just like, "What the hell is this?" And I'm like, "Wait, why is Jargo on my screen?" I'm like, "Must listen." And they were talking about it, and they're like, people were expecting Chris Jericho. I can understand that. Why would Chris Jericho
not in
come
the
out
box
of a
gimmick?
Why would Chris Jericho come out of a box? Fine,
Yeah.
fine. But the thing is, nobody was expecting Danhausen, so they were like, who? Well, we were, but that doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I'm talking about the wrestling normies out there. Those people were expecting something bigger, and they got what they got, and if they knew any better, they'd probably pop hard for it. But that's not what happened. So it is what it is. I thought it was dope. Steve, you already gave your thoughts on it, but if you want to continue to give more, go ahead.
Well, like anything, like whether you like it or you don't like it, you just give it a few weeks and see, okay, what are they going to do with it? Bringing somebody in this close to Mania is kind of like a tough thing to do. But depending on like that, they must have had a very specific idea to be like, well, we have to do it now, because I think at this point, with only 35,000 tickets sold for Mania each night, they're trying to be like, what can we add? What can we add? And this I think this is like one of those desperation things, like, let's try anything, we're going to try something. So, because usually when you sign somebody this close to Mania, even if you've signed them and you're paying them, you'd be like, just stay in shape and we'll get you on the road as soon as Mania is over. We'll have you debut the next night on Raw. We'll start your package then, or we'll bring you in the NXT. But they must have a very specific idea of what they want to do. But as far as the booking goes with Triple H, my theory is this. I have a feeling like he's not even trying to make shit hot, because we've seen the last 3 years whenever things are getting everything's going the right way is when The Rock always intervenes. I think at this point he was like, fuck The Rock and fuck this business. I've made more than enough money. I'm going to book it into the ground. Excuse me. Just so The Rock won't come over and touch it. And if I lose my job, fuck it. I got fucking $250 million in the bank. What does it matter? So, because I really do think, with this being the last, in my opinion, the last Mania in America, this Mania, after that it's in Saudi Arabia. I have a feeling like after this Mania, they'll be making some changes, and Triple H will probably be heading off to the pasture now that Stephanie's going into the Hall of Fame. He went into the Hall of Fame last year. It's like this is the sunset, I think, for the Triple H career in WWE. And, because at what point do you go, okay, I don't really need this in my life anymore. I have more money than I'll ever fucking spend. And to be, one-upped every time I try to do something cool by a guy who just wants to hurt the business, I just don't have time for it. So he has nothing more to prove. I mean, he spent 35 years in WWE. Time to call it a career and just be like, all right, I'm out of here. Peace. Think you can do a better job than me? Good luck.
I mean, that's what I would do. I'd have taken off a long time ago.
Me too.
I mean, no questions asked.
As soon as the pacemaker went in, I'd be like, peace, y'all. Because nobody would have been like, what a piece of shit. He should have stayed on. Like, dude, he's got a pacemaker and he's 55 years old. No, he's done his job. Let him go home.
Yeah, I'd come back one more time.
Spend your days on the beach.
I'd come back a couple more times just to do the whole spit the water gimmick or whatever and get paid for it and then leave. Triple H is here.
To bring you in for a Saudi promo.
He's so paid
$100 million. Yeah,
he's here. Look at him. He's in excellent shape. Look at the muscles. Oh my God. And that's it, bro. But I'd have been on a beach somewhere chilling. But no, that's not what these people do. But then again, that's why they're rich and I'm not. Because they're over there continuing to. I'd have been gone a long time ago. Give me $2 million. I'm freaking done. Anyway, all right. Let me play this here for you guys. You guys haven't seen it. I hope this is just. I think there's some jabron talking over this. I don't know yet, but maybe they'll give us the entrance by itself after the fact.
You have gone incredibly viral in the last, I guess, month or so with your entrance. I mean, that alone has made you this top star in independent wrestling right now. When did you realize I really have something here with this entrance?
It was, to be honest, it was the first time I used it. It was 6-7 months ago.
Yeah.
So with the crowd here, it already went viral. And then I realized that it was something for me. And then we used the song again in December.
Bang, bang. I hate it. Bang, bang.
That's a show that went viral with my entrance and stuff. And the crowd was into it. And I realized that this was something for me. I was like, damn. It's crazy.
2023 incroyable, un championnat prestigieux remporté en Allemagne.
2 weeks later, I just received a lot of messages on Twitter. Everybody reposted it. I was like, shit, what's going on? And yeah, I'm here.
You have gone incredibly.
So if I'm running AEW, I'd have called them immediately, bro. immediately, yo, he would have been on my fucking television screens. Just based on the freaking entrance alone and on the internet. This is, you guys are nodding your heads. You're not understanding what wrestling business is about nowadays, okay? This isn't freaking 1985, all right? This isn't 1976, okay?
And then the bell rang.
This isn't, oh, he's actually not bad, actually. If you guys
Don't you tell me who's good and bad.
That's right.
This isn't freaking 1955 with Bruno Sammartino. The wrestling business has changed.
You go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
and don't you talk shit about Bruno Sammartino.
Bag of dicks. What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
The wrestling business has changed, and it's about music now.
Yeah, and it's horrible because of you.
And it's about characters now. And I would have called this guy up, and he would have lit up AEW. Bang, bang. Sosa, everybody would have been doing it, and it would have been, prove me wrong. All right, this is what WWE is. We had a guy named Jay,
and that's why nobody's watching, because that's what WWE is.
We had a guy named Jay Uso.
Oh boy,
running into the ground for 2 years, made tons of freaking merch, can't cut a promo and can barely wrestle, but everybody loves him because of his entrance. That's what
now he's dead in the
guys.
water.
That's what it's about, guys. Okay. Anybody in the chat wants to prove me wrong, you can
I'm
go
so
ahead.
glad I'm not seeing you in person right now, because I'd fucking stretch you like a motherfucker.
You could go ahead, Striz. I get you, but this isn't back in the day. These aren't the territory days. Okay,
I'm getting on a plane and I'm flying to New York. I'm gonna kick your ass.
New generation.
Striz, do it.
I'm getting hot.
So you guys weren't impressed with Sosa?
No.
I thought it was dope. What's up?
I hope he eats dicks for dinner.
Yeah, he
That's
might
not nice, Striz. You
the
be
whole,
nice.
The whole thing is just giving Down syndrome vibes. I would say it's
God,
giving like, let's elect the special ed kid to prom king vibes. That's kind of what I'm getting as he's.
It's lowest common denominator wrestling, which will get you over in the short term, but it will do nothing for you long term.
Also, I need Mick Foley to chime in on this. God knows he has no fucking problem chiming in on literally anything else that it doesn't have anything to do with it. He doesn't have a problem with this guy using bang bang. No, like what the fuck? Like where is that fucking portly motherfucker to come and run his mouth about something that might actually have something to do with him for once?
Yeah, he wants to join the WWE. He says, "Yo, that's what he wants to do." He'll be on WWE television as soon as the Saudis buy it, bro. Bang, bang, Sosa.
You say he's from France?
That's what he says. I don't know.
Okay. I was just wondering how the French indie scene, you know what I mean? Like, it's remarkable, but they're, it's a thing, I guess,
That's a good point, right? I never even think about it, but that's what they say that's what he says there. I know nothing about him besides, like.
Well, I mean, I would be interested to see, like, an entire show, like, in that area. Like, well, why is this catching on? Is this, like, because other guys are just, they go in there, they wrestle there 6 minutes, they do their things, and they leave, and he's the only one that's integrating the crowd into his entrance. You know what I mean? It's like, why is that over and maybe something else not catching? I was just curious, But I'd like to see what the scene is like out there. Like, what do they draw? What do they charge?
That's a good point. I'd like
who's
to
working out there?
Maybe there's good wrestling out there. I don't know. I'd like to see it though. All right.
Do they have in France? Did they have like surrender games? Is that how that works?
Right. Good one, Bells.
I don't get it, Bells. It went over
Points.
my head. Explain it.
Because the French, all they do is surrender.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I thought it was funny, Bells.
That was low, Bells. That was low. Okay. So is WrestleMania surrendering, or are they gonna freaking try to rework this main event? Right. So Randy Orton wins the Elimination Chamber. Did we predict this? We didn't do a prediction show. Well, we were off. That's right.
We're terrible people.
Yeah, it was the Trump State of the Union. We had to watch it. Sorry, guys.
You had to watch. I didn't even watch. Billy Ray locked in. Bello checked out. Just to let everyone know where we're at right now.
Where we stand right now. But no, we didn't do a prediction show. That's why there were so many losers. That's why so many people lost. They went to Vegas. They bet and tried to pick winners at Elimination Chamber. It was freaking 4 matches, guys. You guys can do this without us? 4 matches. Anyway, well, everybody lost a ton of money. Don't worry about it. WrestleMania is right around the corner. We will fix things. All right. Double or nothing. No pun intended with AEW. we will make millionaires all over again. All right. But anyway, Randy Orton wins. RKO's Cody Rhodes. This is a much more interesting main event scene now for me than it was a week ago with Drew McIntyre being in the main event in any sort of way. And I love Drew. Like I said, it's just they beat it out of me. You know, I wasn't interested anymore. But and I think I mentioned it in the chat. I'm like, wouldn't they do Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes? That might be a little bit more interesting for a WrestleMania. That's a WrestleMania caliber match, and it has a storyline already built into it. You know, I think if they do it, they'll do it in a 3-way, unfortunately, and that would kind of sour things for me. But I didn't watch Elimination Chamber. I was busy living my life, and I didn't watch other things leading up to it. But they told me that Cody Rhodes is going to be wrestling Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship on Friday on SmackDown. Is this true?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay. So that presents something here. Either Cody just wins outright, and it's Cody versus Randy for the WWE title, or they're setting up a 3-way match. Bells was nodding his head. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like they've just painted themselves into this fucking paradox of they can't get out of this loop. Like, basically, I think that they almost need to have these guys wrestle until one of them injures the other one so that they can't be around for any period of time. Like, and maybe that's what we end up doing, right? Like, maybe we do a work injury. Hey, Drew, you've done some good work. Sorry, you're going to miss WrestleMania this year because we need to just keep you as far away from Cody and this belt as possible so he can go have this WrestleMania match with Randy, which is probably the only compelling Cody Rhodes match that exists at this point. So like let's have it and then be done with this fucking goober forever, or turn him heel at a minimum. But yeah, I mean, I just the Drew thing, like, all right, so Cody wins. If Drew's capable of walking, he's gonna try to fuck Cody Rhodes over on every possible turn, and especially at WrestleMania. You can't even have the match with Orton because you know Drew's gonna just come out and fuck it all up. So I have seen rumors that this could even expand beyond possibly even a triple threat to a 4-way or even a 5-way. You throw Fatu and I forget who the other name that was being thrown around that would be included in that whole mess. But I mean, yeah, Drew is kind of fucked over so many people at this point. Maybe it does just make sense to almost have him go into WrestleMania as the champ. Maybe he just narrowly avoids this Cody thing, or there's interference, or one of the guys that screwed him over, that he screwed over to this point, gets involved in that match, maybe costs Cody the belt, and then we end up in some sort of like 3, 4, 5-way match. I could foresee that happening, but because they've just basically they timed this all so goddamn terribly, right? Like they should have, if they could have culminated the Cody and Drew thing at WrestleMania, sure, like this might have all been nice. Or if they could have put a nice clean end on it a month or two ago and started to build those two guys new programs building into WrestleMania, it could have worked out. But they just had to try to squeeze every last conceivable drop out of that feud, and it wasn't that great. Like, it was okay, it was fun, but they've created a mess for themselves, and I'm afraid that their solutions are only going to create further messes for them. Yeah.
All right. So what are you saying ultimately? What are you saying is going to happen?
I think we're going to get the multi-man Mod Podge match, mostly because they don't really know what to do with any of this. And
listen,
you know, fuck it. If you're going to do 5, make it 6. Throw Trick Williams in there and give me a couple hope spots.
This is easy, bro. Just tell Drew, listen, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry. Maybe next year. Maybe we'll heat you up next year, and you'll be able to main event WrestleMania. You've done it before, you know, and you got title runs with the heavyweight title and now the WWE title. You know, they hit him off. They're paying him very well, and you know, he did great stuff in that CM Punk rivalry. That was the time to strike with him, in my opinion. And I just don't care. So I just tell him, listen, I'm gonna put you in a feud with someone else. You're going to fight Damian Priest. That's what you're doing. And in the main event is going to be Cody versus Randy, and that is all. Ideally, Randy Orton would be the champion going in, but that's not what they did. They already screwed this up. So Cody Rhodes is the champion going in, and he beats Randy Orton. That's probably that's probably the way I would book it, and that would be it. But they're gonna do a 3-way. I'm almost positive that that's what they're gonna do. Whatever, it's fine. I guess who cares, right? It doesn't matter. So expensive anyway. We're probably not gonna get satisfied by it either way. All right, Striz, what are your thoughts, sir?
Well, I think it'll be a 4-way with they have Jacob so intertwined with all this. There's no way they won't involve
That's
him.
true.
So and I'm sure Friday night on SmackDown when Cody works with Drew, I don't think Cody will win the belt, but there'll be some clusterfuck with everybody else involved that's in the match. Randy will come out, Jacob will come out, and it'll be a complete clusterfuck, and then they'll slowly get to the point where they're going to have a 4-way for the belt. It's terrible because they haven't done a 4-way for a major title like that since they had a McMahon in every corner at WrestleMania 2000, which was the absolute bleeding shits. So I don't know why they'd want to do that again.
Run it back.
Maybe they'll have to give it like a gimmick, like either it's a ladder match or it's an elimination style match. But like first fall to a finish is too many spots. It's like you just can't breathe. It's hard to digest. And like I was saying, like this is the largest casual crowd of the year that you're going to have watching a product. So you want to try to keep it as simple as possible. But adding the 4 people, it shows you that WWE has refused to build new stars. And you can say what you want about Jacob. I mean, but he's been out for the last several months because he was having some oral surgery or whatever it was. But he's back now. But he's not as over as he was 6 months ago. Cody, who wants to see it again? We've already seen him main event 3 WrestleManias. Drew, as much as I love seeing him as champ, he's not a cross sensation like we had mentioned before. He's only known through wrestling. People don't know him from anything else. So if you've never watched wrestling, you don't know who he is. Randy's done it a bazillion times. So if he wins the belt, he wins the belt. But what does it matter at this point? Like it'll be his 16th or whatever, or 15th. I'm not sure. But I just don't see where the benefit is to adding the people or any particular one of these guys going over. So to me, you've already done the Cody thing. So the thing is you either you leave with Drew on top, which leaves everybody going, oh God, or you put it on either Jacob or Randy. So I don't know what the right answer is, but it just seems like they're just painting themselves into a corner here.
Yeah, man. It looks like a total disaster. Maybe they'll pull it off last minute because in ring everybody's pretty good, so maybe we'll get an enjoyable match regardless. But it just looks like a cluster. 3 years in a row, WWE has screwed up WrestleMania to some capacity, and I mean it's been saved by good performers, But overall, it hasn't been good storyline wise moving into what we're doing here. So it continues. I'm sure The Rock has something to do with this. 100% that The Rock has something to do with this. 100%. And of course, the slumping sales. They were like, you know what? Let's change it up. It's better than Drew McIntyre should not be in the picture here. It should not have. This was such an easy WrestleMania to book, and I kind of like CM Punk with Roman Reigns, but the match to have was CM Punk with Cody Rhodes, right? We could have put Roman Reigns up against somebody to headline night one, But I like Roman and Punk. Good promos back and forth. I do have an issue with what happened this week, them bringing up The Rock's dad. It didn't even make sense in the promo itself. First, The Rock's dad. I'm sorry. Roman Reigns' dad.
Mm-hmm.
How long ago did Roman Reigns' dad die?
Like 2 years.
Why is this relevant? I didn't get it. It was just didn't make any sense.
It was very cheap. It was just for a cheap pop.
Yeah, but it didn't make sense to me either.
Why would you disrespect him either? I mean, the guy was in the biz for 50 years.
It makes sense.
It was very, very terrible.
Right.
Classless, really.
Yeah, so I don't get it.
And for a guy who's supposed to be a baby face, CM Punk, why would you do that?
Yeah, unless they're trying to flip it and he's becoming the heel.
I'm wondering if they're trying to blur the line a little bit more because it's, I think Punk has been just such the consummate babyface for the last year plus, really, since he's come back, and Roman's, there's really nothing inherently babyface about Roman, other than the fact that sometimes he just happens to beat up on heels. But now you've got this thing where the crowd's going to be kind of split, and I think maybe they wanted to try to just make sure there was maybe some there was something about Punk that was kind of irredeemable, and maybe just that throwaway line in the moment is enough to kind of like balance it out a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't really like it, but whatever. Let's see what develops. I am interested in that match, and I think they're doing a good job of back and forth on the mic.
You know what it reminded me of? I'm sorry, Billy Ray, but you know what it reminded me of? Like every frigging Christian promo in AEW that ended with "And your father's dead."
Somebody said that.
Oh boy! Oh, really? Oh.
There you go.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Artist returns. What's up, guy? How you doing? Welcome to WLR. Cheap Christian pop, right? Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, go ahead, Striz.
That's it. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, well, there you go. Well said. So yeah, that's what we have. That's WrestleMania in a nutshell. How did I get into this nutshell? This is me in a nutshell. And I want to see Liv Morgan and Stephanie Valkyrie. I kind of want to see that. I don't know why, really, but I do.
I know why.
Maybe, yeah. I think we all know why. But yes,
we all know.
There's that. But other than that, that's it. And I don't know. I don't know. It's just so blah, and it's supposed to be great. And it started off with a blah.
Well,
rumble.
On a positive note, at least Demolition's going into the Hall of Fame, which is well deserved.
Yeah,
and that's like I think probably going to be my favorite thing of the whole weekend is getting my wife getting a Demolition Hall of Fame T-shirt, which will be awesome.
Nice.
So
here comes the axe.
Here comes the smasher. There we go.
Of Demolition, Walking Disaster. Dope. Demolition was a good team. I hated them when I was a kid.
Me too.
I hated them.
I was a Heart Foundation guy.
Right. Well, I was a British Bulldog guy, but I was also a big Legion of Doom fan. And I was like, these guys aren't the Legion of Doom. These guys aren't the Road Warriors. Why are there three of them now? Like, I wasn't really familiar with the Freebirds. I was like, there's three of them. Like, how did this happen? And then he turned into Kona Crush. Right. And I was like, this guy's kind of cool. I mean, I really don't like him, but they're telling me I should, so I guess he's cool.
Best mullet in the business.
Nowhere very quickly, God bless. And then he showed up as a part of Chronic.
Yes,
WCW. Yes. This is the history of Demolition's third man. Doing it right here on WLR. But yeah, man. Dope.
Just a small, just a weird thing. There's like 3 or 4 other Demolition members that either guy Axe or Smash used as a tag team partner on the Independence when they weren't doing business together for quite a while.
That's crazy.
And, it's pretty nuts. There's actually quite a few. Actually, it might be 5 different guys that were tag partners. It's hilarious.
Very dope. But I'm happy to see Demolition in the Hall of Fame. It's a legendary tag team, bro. No matter how you slice it.
Yeah, they're great.
Right. Yeah. They beat. Hold on. Who did they? Did they? I don't remember correctly. I don't know if they beat Andre the Giant and Haku.
That's
right?
correct. Yeah, they won the titles 3 times.
Yeah.
I believe the first time was from Strike Force.
Yeah, they killed Strike Force, and they should have killed Strike Force. I hated Strike Force. And then there was that, and did they beat the Heart Foundation for it, or the Heart Foundation beat them?
God, it was so long ago. I used to know all this stuff by heart, but
the Nasty
Strike Force beat the Heart Foundation with a Boston Crab on Jim the Anvil Neidhart to
get the flying jalapeno.
Flying burrito, the burrito to go.
Yeah, man, that was great. I love the Can-Am connection. I really didn't like Strike Force, but I liked both guys individually. I just didn't like that team. And you know what? Even back then in the 80s, it had a lot to do with that cheesy ass song. That's what killed it for me.
Yeah, Girls in Cars by Robbie Dupree.
5, 6, or 7 years old when that happened, and I hated it. I was like, I can't get into this. I can't take this.
It's still terrible to this day.
I heard it. Actually, we were playing it the other day, Striz.
I remember.
I still
it's good in a nostalgic sense, but it's terrible for a babyface hot fire, entrance music. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's very bad. Bells would have liked that kind of crap.
Yeah, he totally would have been in that.
It sounds awful as you're describing it.
Okay, so we covered all that, man.
Especially when one of the members of the strike force was not saying who.
Made me laugh, Striz. Rick Vickery in the chat was talking about Powerhouse Hobbs.
Who cares what Rick Vickery says?
RBV.
What's up, Rick Vickery? What's going on? He's talking about Powerhouse Hobbs and how the WWE has zero plans for the guy already. At least that's what's going around in the interwebs. And I can believe that, Striz. I can believe that they would bring this guy in and have zero plans for him.
The best thing they can do with him is put him in NXT and make him the champ because he's got all the cred, you know?
Yeah.
It'd be a great year of having him in NXT. There's a lot of great young talent in NXT right now that I think he would work really well with.
Well, he's like really 53 or something, but I get it. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, that was one thing. I think that's one of the reasons that his card got a little pulled there was because he lied about his age or some bullshit. Right. And he just can't do shit like that. I know somebody who lost their opportunity with a developmental contract because she lied about a lot of different things when they found out. And they said when they gave her the contract, do we know about everything you've done? And then she said, yeah, absolutely. And they found a lot more. And they said, well, rip, peace. They never got called up again. Dang. So, when do we give you the chance to like put your cards on the table?
Put your
cards on the table and say, this is everything.
Because you're going to get
if they
fired
can't do business with you, they'll say, we can't do business with you. But if they feel like they can clean it up, they're going to do whatever they can to clean it up. Right. But if they found out that you lied to them, you'll not like it's the worst thing you can do.
Look at Jacob Fatu. He's going to other countries right now. I don't know how the hell they're pulling that off. Yeah. But he's going to other countries. He's doing his thing.
Jimmy isn't, but Jacob can do it for some reason. Jimmy can't even go to Canada, it seems like. He doesn't make the far ones.
Oh, no.
But yeah, I mean, as far as I'd love to see Royce Keys or Powerhouse Hobbs get a great opportunity. I think he has everything that it takes. I enjoyed just about everything he did in AEW. And when they gave him the TNT Championship, I thought that was a great opportunity, but they decided not to keep it on him for very long for whatever the reasons were. And it's too bad because I thought it was exciting. But hopefully they can figure something out. I mean, how hard is it to just get him on TV for 5 minutes every week and just show people what he can do and develop him from there,
All right.
You don't have to have a long-term plan for every single person, and they don't. Just get him down there, get him on TV, and keep him warm.
I think they should give him a gimmick where he keeps lying about random things. So it's like,
but petty shit that doesn't need to be lied about.
Well, they bring back the cruiserweight title, and he tries to sneak in, like pretending he's under 205 or whatever it is. And he eventually pretends, at some point he says they did. Oh no, I'm actually a woman. He tries to compete in the women's division.
Right.
I love it.
Then he tries to fake that he's like one half of a set of twins, so he can back his way into the tag team division. Like we just keep. Just every week, and Danhausen's obviously the one who figures them out,
and then curses him. I absolutely love it. That's a great plan for the dude. Absolutely, 100% love it. The Andrew Bello. I catch a punk ass down the road.
Ooh,
tell the people where they can find you, sir.
You know what? Just for that, Billy Ray.
What's up?
You are cursed.
Oh, damn it! Shit. How do I undo that?
You can find me on the X at the Andrew Bello. That's TH to the E, AN to the D, REWBELLO, and YouTube. It's there. Go check it out too.
All right, fantastic. Striz, what's going on, sir? Tell these people where they can find you.
Yo, find me on the X at StranglerSteve_, and I'll bore you with some tweets this week.
All right. My name is BRV. It's WLR. We're going up to WrestleMania, damn it. And the day after. All right, look at that.
That's right.
There's a lot of Marvel movies coming out this year.
Doom Oreos, people.
Are they good?
They are good.
I'm sure.
That's what they refer to as goy slop.
They've got some sort of like marshmallowy chocolate graham filling or whatever it is.
I can't touch that shit. It looks
delicious. One of those would kill you. Don't even look at those. Buy a box and just hold it for safety.
And just like I'm doing with my vinyl. I haven't even opened them. They're just sitting there. I buy them and they just sit there. I don't even have a player right now. All right. See you guys next week, Lord willing. Everybody be good. You know, take it easy. Tell them what's up, Striz.
Like big kitties.
That's right. Take old biddies.
Facade what you consider an image. To me, this is just a scrimmage. I feel I'm stoned. Not cause of Bopper and my cap cock. The more emotion I put into it, the harder I rock. Those who pose lyrical but really ain't true, I feel.